That's just letting y'all know I'm here. I got a few minutes to talk.
I recall all my power and all my energy back to me with divine care. Whoever, whatever is living off my light energy, run that back, get your own. I'm emotionally gifted, so I must guard that gift with wisdom and firmness. My openness is emotionally generous. I must be watchful.
Thank you so much for your patience. We're going to get this thing started. But before we do, show me if you hear. Can I get some bells in the chat? I need some energy. Let me see some bells in the chat, please. Please and thank you. Also, I'm doing a mic check, making sure y'all can hear me okay.
An attachment to make everyone happy with me. I won't share like how I used to share. I people wiser.
Thank you, Love Warrior.
Now people pleasing isn't love, but it is fear. I am magnificent at releasing expired emotional ties to how I structure my life with people, knowledge, money, friends, nutrition, health of my body, love, and time. I'm free from over-explaining and justifying my choices. My cutoffs.
Thank you, Queens. I see y'all. All right. We should just go.
I am not the caretaker of those who want to stay asleep.
God is dawn. Like and subscribe. Comment some night. Love in this light. This God is dawn. God is dawn. God is dawn.
Peace, world peace. Welcome back to Goddess Dawn Speaks. I am Goddess Dawn the Warrior, baby. Yep. Live on this magical Saturday night. How y'all doing tonight? It is definitely a vibe check. Thank you for the bells. For the queens that showed me the bells, thank you so much. Let me know you're here with me. And let me see who's here. Okay, Miss Ashanti Dawson. Yes, Miss Della, Love Warrior. Thank y'all for coming through. Thank you, Wild Wayne, for holding it down as you do. I appreciate all of you so much. All right, I'm going to drop the link in case anybody wants to come up in here, because I'm really off the dome tonight. I'm just chopping it up about what's been going on since we were last here, which was, I believe, last Saturday. But it is good to be back, y'all. I've missed you. Some of you. But I want to talk about Kanye and his most recent rant. And then I guess talk a little bit about Takeoff's send-off. Okay. You coming up, Wayne? You coming on stage tonight? Republicrat, I see you. Peace, harmony, and love. Right back. All right, yeah, let me drop the link. Let me actually, maybe I should play, because I'm going to play Kanye's video real quick. Let me do that, and then y'all come back, or I'll let you on. You're not coming up? You just want somebody else to come up. Okay, I got you. Okay, well, there is the link. All right. So you may or may not have heard Kanye West. I believe TMZ caught this. And he went on this rant. I actually posted it also on my community. Well, I didn't post the actual video because they don't have the capability for that. My God. Okay, I'm going to play the video first. It's a short little video. And then y'all come on in and we'll talk about this, because this is something, okay? Like I said in the thumbnail, in the title, Kanye is crying out for help. That's what I'm getting. But like, what can we do personally? We can't speak for other people, but okay, let's see. Hold, please.
But that's how they try to categorize.
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? Control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But not you, man.
But they can't control me. You see, it ain't no name I won't name. Exactly. It's up.
Not you.
You know what I'm saying? And just for Minister Farrakhan, I love you. But the way you read that, I took that as a slight. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking no disrespect from nobody. So let's get on the phone and let's talk that out. I don't care who you are. I ain't taking no slice from nobody, right? I ain't taking no slice from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah. I'm appreciative.
Michael Jordan. What about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize. And God loved me. You understand? They hit me. Gap, Adidas, all that away. Still Forbes, who hate me, right? Had to write net worth 400 million. Jesus is king. God loved me.
That's more important than thinking in life.
That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? And this truth is gonna be heard. Y'all can't send none of y'all Meek Mills, y'all Puffies, y'all Lil Boozies, none of these names, none of these people that have to listen to y'all because they have legal. I never killed nobody, right? I'm the pussy that never killed nobody, right? But that means I can say whatever I want and not go to jail.
They can't scare you. They can't control you. They can't. They try to.
Wow, wow, wow. So I'm seeing lunatic in the chat. Miss Della already claiming he's a lunatic. Please get rid of the trolls and the spam mods. I appreciate y'all. I don't know, Miss Della, if he's a lunatic because he is living this life. He is a celebrity. He is in the industry and he is dealing with things that we are not. So with that said, he said a lot of things. Like I said on my community wall, I think I said these things are dangerous things, dangerous for him. And that could be why he is being very open with this. Stacia, the artist. Welcome back. All right. So anybody wanting to come in, come on. I had dropped the link. I will drop it again gladly. All right. So what does Shade Room say? They said, woo, Kanye West had a mouthful for the paps who recently caught him hopping into his Maybach. Not only did he name drop some big name celebs, including Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Shaq, he stated he can't be controlled because he hasn't committed any crimes. Now, what I heard is that I ain't killed nobody. He said he ain't killed nobody. They can't control him because they can't put him in jail. Though, like I said, what he's speaking on is very, and even me speaking on it is probably not even cool because, you know, YouTube, I heard they coming for folks, I guess, who are supporting what Kanye has to say here. I heard somebody come in. Let me go over here. Hey,
Goddess. Happy Saturday night. You live. We live, baby.
We back.
Yes, we back.
So what are your thoughts on Ye's latest, what he had to say? I won't even call it a rant. I'll just say his latest public conversation here.
Yeah, I believe that he is speaking some truth, his truth. I believe no holds barred right now. To say that his mother was sacrificed, he didn't say he sacrificed her, but to say that, something that some of us have always thought, that this Holly weird, deep underbelly that has been kind of more exposed, right? For the last couple of years. I mean, there's always been this talk about, you know, sacrificing and mansion parties and, you know, the Illuminati and who can belong, who can't belong, and things that these contracts that they sign that we have heard many, you know, artists speak about. But we have to sit back and think about how many of these artists have had death associated to them that was kind of questionable and just cast to the wayside. We got Kim Porter and Diddy. We've got Floyd Mayweather. We got Floyd Mayweather.
I'm like, do we want to go there that deep? Okay, go ahead. Listen,
got Floyd Mayweather.
If my channel's gone tomorrow, y'all, remember this live.
That's not.
And it's Love Warrior that's speaking right now. Go ahead.
No, just freedom of speech, y'all. Just freedom of speech, you too. Freedom of speech. We're just talking, the what ifs. We're not saying this is in stone. We're just talking about what has happened, things that have actually happened. But, I think I said Floyd Mayweather, the mother of his child, just countless unexpected people have passed on. So
he himself just named a whole slew of them. We could talk about who he brought up. We just talking about what he's talking about, right? We kind of
okay, that's true.
Let's actually go back. Let's mute. I'm gonna play a little bit so we can refresh.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and then we'll talk about it. I'm gonna mute. I think you heard the whole thing, right? Because I had muted myself, but I wasn't sure. Okay,
yes.
Cool.
I'll mute myself.
I'll mute myself too, and let's play a little bit again.
Suppress you, but that's how they try to categorize
They
you.
can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But not you, man.
But they can't control me. You
Not
see, it
you.
ain't no name I won't name.
Exactly.
It's up.
He said it's up.
It's up and it's out and it's no holds barred.
But is it stuck though? It's up, but is it stuck, Kanye? Like, is it for real? Is this for real, Kanye? Because I'm gonna say this, Miss Della, she's not coming on, I don't think, but she said he's a lunatic. She said that in the chat. So what do you? Because in my opinion, I feel like he's the closest to all these conspiracies. People want to call them conspiracies because they, we don't have these things in black and white, concrete proof through the courts and whatnot. And even when you do, people still argue the facts. So with that being said, how do we determine whether he's a lunatic or not so quickly with these sound bites when he's saying such deep things? And maybe to some people they aren't deep things, because some people just kind of feel like, well, this is somebody else's business. It's not my business. But this is what we do, right? Here we talk about what's in the news. And Kanye, as a part of, I'll say, our community, because at one point he was somebody we would point to and say exactly what he said. And I know y'all remember Katrina.
Yeah.
Telethon. George Bush. You don't what? Care about black people.
Ring the bell.
That was an iconic moment. But now here we are today, and he's been through a lot, including all those Kardashians. But, not to take away from that, because he does have children, of course, which seems to be his biggest, I think, concern at this point. He always seems to talk about his children, the way they're being raised. He was pissed about them not going to his own school that he created, named after his mother, which I believe is now on hiatus because of what's been going on with him. But he doesn't have control over anything. So this, I think, is why he's speaking of being controlled and not being able to. All he has is him. They're taking everything away from him. Go ahead.
Yeah, the pivot is that, unfortunately, the crash of the Kardashian, the marriage and the crash out that he's had, whether it's not him not taking his meds, us the public finding out that, I think, was he bipolar, and him having these I'm not going to say rants, but some of them were rants, but him going out and just saying, I even watched the Drink Champs episode, and he seemed a little manic to me at times, right? But we do know that he is borderline genius because of the music, right? He's definitely a musical genius. up there with the producing, and and the writing and the craft of his music. So that we'll give him. And so, unfortunately, the pivot is now, um, after the Kardashians, he's still, coming. That takes a minute to go through a divorce and, you know, um, and be able to adapt to that new life. But um, him being a celebrity, he has been part of this hush hush society because in the upper echelon because he was married to Kim. However, some things that he says, um, I believe, are his. No, they are his truth. Now, do we take it for that it is the truth, or we take it that he's mad and angry and he's just lashing out, um, and saying things or exposing things? Could be a little bit of all that. The the thing the thing that is very vitally important is that he is uncovering, because he is up one considered, I would say, an A-list celebrity. He is uncovering and speaking about sacrificing, which is something that conspiracy people and fans and the likes of us, non-celebrity people have read and heard about. Now you have the upper echelon celebrity speaking about it. So do we take it as it being truth, fact, or fiction? Well, I take it as I believe that some of it's fact and some of it is definitely truth. Look how some of those celebrities he's mentioned, when they use them to be a speaker post, when one of us black folks say something that the other side may not take a liking to, and they'll come out and soften that blow, or Uncle Tom that issue a little bit to soften it for people. That's the kind of shit he's talking about too. Nobody's going to silence me. Nobody's going to tell me what I can say and can't say. I don't care what they do. I don't care about Gap. I don't care about anything that they have taken from me. I'm going to speak with my truth. F y'all, all y'all, and it is what it is.
And I concur.
All right now.
But I would just say that just based on what he said up to this point, the names that he named, it's very much a risk for him to do that, especially with the litigations that we've been seeing where people do win these defamation suits.
Yeah.
They're out here making very, very serious claims.
Yep.
Even though, like you said, like these things have been spoken on, whispered about for a very long time. Since I just can remember. I don't even know when I started hearing stuff, but keep in mind I am in LA. It's like,
that's right.
But I don't know. Can we just dismiss it? But then again, what can we even do? That was the whole thing. But let's get some more. So he named some big names. Are we shocked about any of those names? I am not. Shaq and Charles Barkley and the people who he named thus far are people who we have seen in the headlines defending the F shit. Like, seriously. Usually
Right.
they're, what we call cooning or being
Yep.
a Tom. And he does go a little further with these claims. And mind you, all this is alleged through him. I am just reporting what is being reported.
Right. And he has done some coonery Uncle Tom things too now. Let's not dismiss that. Okay?
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
mean
say he was also on the other side of it. So he
that's
knows
right.
because, like you said, he's been a part of it, but he's basically just saying, "I'm gonna risk it all,"
Yep.
because he's not gonna be oppressed. And let's see, Republicans said others are coming out saying the same stuff. Yeah, people have been talking about this for a while. I mean, let's not forget Jaguar Wright. I mean, she just stands out to me just because she really rocked she rocked some shit and some
Yep.
people.
Yep.
I believe she's still talking right now. But what's going on, Aisha? Welcome back. Well, she spoke to everybody but me, but I'm gonna say hi anyway. But welcome back. So Kanye, all right. Well, yay, because he said he legally changed his name, so got to respect that, right? Let's go back on mute and hear a little bit more of this.
Okay.
No, you.
You know what I'm saying? And just for Minister Farrakhan, I love you, but the way you read that, I took that as a slight. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking no disrespect from nobody. So let's get on the phone. Let's talk that out. I don't care who you are. I ain't taking no slights from nobody, right? I ain't taking no slights from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here.
Okay. Miss Della's here. Welcome back. Happy
Hey,
story.
Miss Della.
Hello. Now, who spoke to everybody besides you now?
Miss Stockton.
Hi, Aisha.
You know what? What
Hey,
is it?
Miss
What you got
P.
to say?
I'm tired as hell. It's after midnight. I have been watching, as you know, the Democrats keep control of the Senate. It has just been a wonderful last 2 days.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes, Miss Della. Ring the bell on that. Yes.
I
Let's
saw that.
go.
I
Yes.
haven't gotten there yet, but if you hang out when we gonna get to that, I would do
Now, as far
appreciate
as
the input.
Kanye or whoever his name is, he's a
Yay.
lunatic. He wants attention. He thought he was. Remember what now? I can say anything I want to say, and Adidas won't do anything to me. What now? And look what the backlash that he got. He wants attention. He needs help. He needs to be committed, and he needs help. I understand about mental health, but all he doing is digging himself in the hole.
But you know
Unbothered.
what? But you know what, Miss Della? That is how some of these how will I say, some of this upper echelon, this kind of this underbelly Hollywood, this dark side of Hollywood that is true. That's how they survive this, because somebody like Kanye that does come out and finally speaks about it, they will dismiss it as he is a lunatic. That is what happens though.
I
Um,
agree.
okay. Aisha said he's a clown. Well, okay. So, well, I guess on that, what you on what Love Warrior just said, I'm gonna agree with that, as well as add that we shouldn't probably be so quick to just dismiss and all of that, because nobody, listen, this man has spoken on his meds. He did say he was on some meds that he said their handlers who were, I guess they had changed his meds, or something had happened where they interfered with his meds and he was wilding out. I think he said that in response to something else that he had said previously. So I don't know. But he's things that I don't think, who else we heard on his kind of level, and I say level just because he was literally, they were saying he was a billionaire, like before he wasn't. But that's not an everyday thing. So this is something that people, he has a lot of influence, he has a lot of ears. So with all that being said, like, how do we just say, he's crazy, without really thinking like, yeah, well, maybe there's something to that. And if there is, what even can be done? Like, that's where I'm at. I mean, what isn't there anything to do?
You know what's interesting to me? The top echelon of that underbelly on that dark side of Hollywood, I'm talking about the top ones that pull the strings, you know, and
Those ones we shall not name, because these is why
well, yeah,
them and everybody else who speaks of them and shares their links or things that are anti them, they then have to pay the cost of like damn near life.
right.
King
And they,
Marcus, welcome back. Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say, but these, I'm talking about the top of the top. Some of these, and they're probably mega billionaires, right? That pull the strings, the heads. Uh, they remain unnamed, but those are the ones that basically are the chess players there in the underbelly. That's the movers and the shakers, right? The ones that really run Hollywood, the music industry, all of that. And so, um, by him coming out, like your question was, what do we do with this information? When the information has all been out there for a long time, like we said, and you're out there in LA, the conspiracy theories and this and that, but we have not had an A-lister, which he was an A-lister, come out and speak on it like this. So what do? We have to take, like you said, some of what he's saying, and we have to really take it and listen to what it is. And how do we change or fix it as people? I don't know. But the people and the consumers, we always have the most power, and we feel like we don't. You know, that it even can equate to like the vote. Like Ms. Della said, you're going to talk about it later, Goddess, but each vote counts. We are the people. We are the consumers. We are the ones that purchase the music, purchase the clothes, you know, buy the movie tickets, go to the movies. We, the people, really have the power, but they make us think that we don't. If we all were to come together and really like boycott some shit and shut stuff down, will it ever change the upper echelon and the underbelly of the people, what they make them do, casting couches, whatever it is? I don't know. But I just know we, the people, have a lot more power than we think we do.
I just want to basically make sure we are understanding that underbelly you spoke, dark side, it definitely exists. But again, it's things that really will end you, you know, so that's why it's kind of like, you know, tiptoeing. But I'm just saying that as far as what he's saying goes, yeah, it's been said, but not from what I can recall by Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? So this is where we're at. And everybody used to conspire about the mom factor. And here he is. Like, who would have thought he would ever say this out loud? We haven't even, let me play that out. Let me play the rest of it out and we'll finish this up.
My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah. I'm appreciative.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You're out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize. And God loved me. You understand? They hit me. Gap, Adidas, all that away. Still, Forbes, who hate me, right, had to write 100 million. Jesus is king. God loved me.
That's more important than thinking in life.
That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? And this truth is going to be heard. Y'all can't send none of y'all Meek Mills, y'all Puffies, y'all Lil Boozy, none of these names, none of these people that have to listen to y'all because they have legal. I never killed nobody, right? That never killed nobody, right? But that means I can say whatever I want and not go to jail.
They can't scare you. They can't control you. They can't.
Well, so definitely by him claiming Jesus is king, he don't answer to nobody but God. Like he's really saying that obviously to go against something else. That's obvious. We're talking demonic stuff here.
Yeah.
That is definitely, it's, I guess, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how people like Miss Della, she's very far removed. And, so it's like a different perception for her than for me, who, this stuff is not new to me at all. And I've been hearing stories, and some of these people I've met, like Dr. Dre's son, that was really tragic. Like, I mean, everything he named was what happened. Cosby's son. I don't want to get into it, but I'm just saying, like, you can't just dismiss these patterns. I mean, even with your boy R. Kelly, like, he's a part of this whole underbelly that we speak of. His stuff he just didn't, I don't know what he was doing, but I think that's like the part of the darkest part of it. The Weinsteins, the Epsteins, and all these things and people, I think, and they're just scratching the surface.
I think it's very, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and I understand some people, like, I know people in my real life, now my YouTube is, y'all are my real life, but you know what I'm saying, who don't believe it, or they don't, I guess, I don't know, they just kind of feel like it's a little out there, but they just don't want to entertain it because they don't like it. They don't like the darkness of it. They don't want to even hear it. It hurts them, to even hear it. They don't want to entertain it at all. So for me, I can't just, it's like putting it under a rug, thinking it's just going to go away. That's because this stuff touches us also. These energies and these things. That's why all the stuff in the media, if you're watching TV, if you're watching even the news, whatever it is, listening to the radio, you are being programmed. That's why it's called programming. We, without all of that, imagine a life without any of that ever. Just you, nature. I mean, how it used to be. And your mind and your spirit and your people, your community, not to say it was all utopia, but we were doing it and living it and not being controlled by outside sources and forces. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, Republic Rat. Yeah, I mean, there's lifeline. There's bloodlines that exist that they say are controlling forces, but all of these bloodlines, these entities, they tap into the unseen world. It's called magic.
Well, it's the frequency of the music is, like you said, this programming, the frequency of music. I do want to make a point.
Of the magic. It's part of the magic. It's part of how, it's all connected. And this is why they demonized magic, because they didn't want anybody messing with it. Okay? Because they knew you could, we have our own. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's that's powerful what you were just saying. I wanted to just briefly say something though. It's very, very interesting to me and poignant that he alluded that, to me, it wasn't clear, but he basically was saying he didn't sacrifice his mother. That's what I'm getting. So if he didn't sacrifice her, who did? And why? He said everything is about controlling And what was the other thing he said? It was control, monetize, and he said two things that it did.
I think he said
Because
traumatize and monetize.
that's it. There you go. Thank you, Goddess. He said traumatize and monetize. And it just stuck with me that he said she was sacrificed, but he ended that saying, I never killed anybody. So is he alluding to the fact that his mother was sacrificed, but he didn't do it? That's interesting.
You mean
So
that he didn't physically do it?
no, I
Or
mean
that,
responsible. Not that he would physically do it.
well, I mean, the point of us, I mean, not point, but I guess the idea of the sacrifice is that it is connected to the star. So it is connected to him as him being who he is. But you have to think about where he was in his timeline when this happened. Did he enhance or elevate, ascend following that? I think that there was a trajectory that was going that needed that. I feel like this. Just I don't know. Obviously, I'm not in that world, but intuitively, I would just say that these people. So when you reach a certain point in Hollywood, I'll just say, you will be making an agreement to some things. I don't know what these things are, but I just know that there's things. It's like I feel like it's like a package. You package A, B, C, which package do you want? And within that package, there's things. And if there's a sacrifice in there, it could be just saying someone close to you or a loved one. I don't know, because maybe they don't tell you who. They just say, be prepared for that. I'm just saying, if you want to reach to this height, this got to happen. There's steps. There's been plenty of people who we always hear from later who say, yeah, I didn't go through that door. I didn't want to have to do those things.
Ooh, so evil. Goodness gracious.
So I believe it's a choice. Then after you make the choice, you deal with what you chose. So in that being said, with kind of knew what he signed up for. That's how I feel. If that is the case, you knew what you signed up for, and yet now it's coming back on you. You probably never thought it would. Riding high, married to Kim K, all in the family, buying all this land in Wyoming. I mean, I don't know what he's trying to do, but they are definitely stripping him down and making sure that he can't move like he want to move. Or I think it's a message too, like, look, let us really show you how this works. So I don't know. I think he did come back and have some apology, but it wasn't. Now he's still saying things that are against, I guess, the code. So what does that mean? That means he's still not being let in the door. That's what that tells me. Like, well, I'm gonna tell it all then. I'm gonna just tell it all. Probably threatened it. And they were like, okay, go ahead. And all that does is put an expectation on us that for me, that he gonna end up dead. Allegedly. I mean, in my mind, I just feel like it's setting up for that. Like, what is all this? And again, what are we supposed to do with this? Like, he always coming to us like, my kids, I'm like, well, you wasn't coming to us.
I'm gonna tell you something. I saw some of Little Northeast TikToks on those little shorts, and she's on there putting gel all in her hair with the hot curling iron, and I don't know. Kim ain't gonna be able to handle that child. I'll tell you that right now. North, as young as she is, she has seen too much. She has. It's. I'm just telling you. That is something there. And I'm not trying to speak on nobody's children. I'm a retired educator. I love kids, but I'm telling you, that little girl is a handful, and it's a lot. Did we lose Goddess? Hey, chat. I can't see y'all. Hang in there with us for a minute. I think Goddess, she'll be right back. Thank you and appreciate everyone being here with us
Was that,
tonight. Here she
that
is.
my warning? Oh my God. Oh my God. Are they letting me know? Like, shut the up? Really? They literally just kicked me out like that? Okay. Well, at least I know they listening. But, you know, anyway, I do have a short minute here, so window. So it's all good. But thanks for holding it down. I was like, are they really not able to hear me right now? But okay. But yeah, I don't know. Any last words on Yay?
Last thing I'll just say is that I do understand that perception that he is crazy as hell and that he's a lunatic. And again, I surmise that that's I agree with what you were saying. Like he's like just trying to tell it all, but I think that I am concerned for him. Like I'm concerned that what I'm just concerned for him. I really am. Yep.
Miss Della. She's like, he's crazy. I just feel like I feel the same way. I do.
I'm here.
Any last words on Kanye West before we move on?
Absolutely not.
Not far from what I expected. Okay, so listen, prayers up for Kanye. I mean, I don't wish bad on the guy. I don't know him, obviously. But again, he has a big impact only because he's always in the media. If they never put him in the media and like he might just be able to go away if people would just leave, they would just leave him alone. And I think that's what's next. That's probably why he's talking to anybody who put a camera on him, because he wants to stay relevant. He's afraid. He's shrinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine 1 minute you're on top, and next thing you're digging out of a trash bag, which is exactly what he wanted his patrons to do when they were trying to buy his clothes. Remember?
Those clothes were so ugly, child.
And yeah, they have holes in them, by the way. So I don't know. I said this before. Were they foreshadowing Kanye's existence? I don't know. Or was he? Because this was his stuff. Which, by the way, they say Adidas is still selling just without his name. I mean, that's crazy. I'm not interested. I'm not one to go run unless I'm going to resell it. But I'm not going to be going through all that. But I'm just saying, if I was one of those people, I would do it. But no thanks. Oh, okay. I thought somebody was speaking. Okay, well, let's move on. I thought that I was going to talk a little bit about Takeoff send off, but I really don't. Honestly, I just feel like personally it was just a public, I guess, goodbye for him. And in my opinion, just a bit of a spectacle. Like, I don't understand why he's getting the key to the damn city. It wasn't the key to the city, but it was like some high award, like the highest award.
The Phoenix. You got the Phoenix Award in Atlanta.
The Phoenix Award. I mean, it's nice. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, can we really put him on that pedestal? I understand. Let's say goodbye. He was a big part of the state, the city, all of that. But to honor him to that degree, in my opinion, is too much. Like, you have to listen to what his messages and things. And I'm not taking that away from him as a person, because I do believe that was a character. I mean, partially, they're in character somewhat. So, but he was the most chill and laid back of the Migos, and the one who seemed to have the most, to me, sense. Except he just was in the wrong place at the wrong time, I feel. Or maybe it was his time. I don't know. But what anything on your thoughts on Takeoff and his concert send off?
Well, I think that they um, they had a private ceremony. I think the night before for the family, and then that the public one they limited it to 20,000, and they were trying to limit the cell phone. You know, the little videos that leaked. But I believe that kind of reminded me almost of DMX's tribute where they let the public come. Um, in Atlanta, I believe they honored him because the Migos brought a lot of money to that city, and basically, Takeoff was um, that vibe, that whole cadence for that sound that shifted the rap sound, that that triple sound, that whole cadence he had. He was the originator of that, and so um, I wasn't surprised that they gave him an award in Atlanta. I understand probably why there's other prominent people that definitely have done things to move the community that probably have deserved something like the Phoenix for civil rights and other things that have been, happened. So when we look at it on that degree, we would say, why would he get some kind of award like that? So I do understand what you're saying. Um, but yeah, I think they did the send off for the fans, and uh, I think they did it because of the way his passing was very tragic, and um, I think that they did that to try. Um, I don't want to say appease, but just to show reverence the best way they could because of his tragic passing. When somebody passes tragically in a shocking way, it does take a while to. Yeah, people all grieve differently, but it's just very shocking. So I think that that attributed, to it. But he's gonna be missed in the rap scene. Um, and the Migos will never be what they were. They already had split. I hope that his family, his mother, his brother, his sister, and his other family, that they get justice in this. That's what I hope. That they, get the person that did it and let them pay for it, and to bring some closure to that family. So, um, yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. Well, I mean, listen, I was saying that basically to say that the lyrics, it wasn't like you're not gonna be putting his lyrics on the back of a cereal box anytime soon.
Right?
So that's all I'm saying about as far as that, all that stuff. It's like pomp and circumstance stuff. That's why I
Right.
say, and I knew it was, of course, it's for the fans. I mean, but like I said, like some of that to me is most of it for a lot of people involved was business, and a lot of this is all that. Even probably what ended up happening and why had to do probably bottom line with some type of money or some type of exchange. And it's unfortunate. Definitely condolences to his family and RIP to him and all of that. But I don't have a lot of time. So let's move on to these elections. So what were y'all saying that we kept? So the Democrats, you said, kept the Senate. Is that what I heard?
Miss Della, wake up.
I think that was in the chat too.
Yes, we did.
And what about the
Um,
House?
it has
Or is it
been
still?
beautiful. So it has been, so you, as you know, the midterm elections were Tuesday. when all the polls closed based on what state you live in and the time zone. For weeks, months, all the Republicans talked about was the big red wave. Everybody, Donald Trump, the Sun, Republicans, red tsunami. We gonna take 50, 60, 70 seats. And this is lovely. That shit went down the drain quick. So again, especially in like swing states. So line Trump endorsed idiots, buffoons, people that have no business being near Congress. And then and Herschel Walker shouldn't be near Congress or a microphone. So the next thing you know, the lunatics, remember, all we had to do was say the 2020 election was stolen and you were endorsed by him. Don't know shit about governing, nothing about Congress, don't nothing. All you need to say was the election was stolen and he endorsed you. Tore their ass up. Pennsylvania, swing state, no. John Fetterman beat Dr. Oz, sent his ass packing. Even Oprah Winfrey, even though she got Dr. Oz his start, she endorsed John Fetterman. And then it started going down because all the Republican wants to do, the first thing they want to do is impeach Biden and investigate, to try to do a revenge off of the January 6th committee. First thing they're gonna do is impeach Biden and investigate Joe Biden's son. This is what they do. But you guys supposed to be running on crime, inflation, and the border. But the first thing you're gonna do is impeach Joe Biden. That's why they thought they was gonna have the Senate and the House. We took back the Senate tonight. And then, believe it or not, the control of the House is still up in the air. So they are angry. Heads are rolling. The Republicans are crying. They trying to do election fraud. They already started with that shit again. Trump on Tuesday is supposed to announce his 2024 bid for presidency again. And it's horrible. It's laughable, but it's horrible for them. So
taking back the Senate is huge.
People are tired of it.
Yeah. Taking back the Senate is huge, Miss Della. It's huge.
It is.
Yes.
Because Chuck Schumer get to stay in his position.
That's right.
He flew out that hotel. He looked like he had on his night clothes. He flew out of there, threw on a jacket, and had a press conference. So we don't even care about that. So let me not say we don't care. First, it was, oh my God, because they thought it was going to be Georgia to decide the Senate. Nope, both of those Republicans lost. So now, basically, every Republican in the world, with the exception of Donald Trump, they don't want him to come to Georgia. But everybody's running, oh my God, we need Georgia to decide the Senate. No, you don't. If we win Georgia, if Warnock win Georgia, that's just an extra seat for us. We don't really care. We care, but it's not going to it's not going to do anything because we've already won the Senate. This is Mitch McConnell and them. They're turning on each other's back. They trying to put him out. They trying to blame everything on him. And let me go back. So, I think I said something about Trumpism before. I said it, and I think somebody on TV said it a couple of days ago. I said it brings out, and I said it Trumpism brings out their best versions of themselves. And it was another guy on the TV that said they just basically revealed who they really were. Because Donald Trump was the way he is. He's just a nasty. He's going to burn the GOP down to the ground.
He already has.
Nothing but revenge. That's all he's going to do. He's going to take them further down. Because he could have been stopped. He could have been stopped a long time ago. But he ain't. He don't sent out 60 on his little failing social media platform. I mean, he's sending out 60 rants a day. Who does that?
He was at his daughter's wedding. He was at his daughter's wedding today looking mad as hell still.
He's going to be even madder tonight Because I did this popped tonight, like 10 to 9:30 my time, when they took back the Senate. And
Right.
then one
He
of the
was
Republicans,
Arizona.
Josh Hawley, he already tweeted something got to be done. What the hell you gonna blame Mitch McConnell for? Mitch McConnell said months ago he was concerned, and he watched his words very carefully now. He was concerned about the quality of the candidates. And here you go. There you go. It is the truth. All you have to do is say election 2020 election was stolen and you was endorsed. And people are tired, people are standing up to it. Just because somebody lose, okay, let's just say my neighbors behind me, neighbors across the street, up the street, they're Republicans. I'm a Democrat. So let's just say, for an example, okay, let's say Trump did win and Biden lost. I'm not gonna go and throw a brick through their house, but that's what it means to be a MAGA Republican. Violence and threatening. So for an example, so in Nevada, it takes a long time, or let's say Arizona. Sometimes they say normally it takes 10 to 12 days to count votes. One of the Republicans is going to send a tweet out and tell people to go there, and police came right on down and shut that shit down. So
Yeah.
you're threatening poll workers, got out there with signs and shit, count
Yep.
the votes. And that's what we're talking about. You don't intimidate nobody. Take your fucking ass home.
Right.
These people here tired.
Before they were intimidating, saying stop counting. When you know what I mean, it's either or. They're intimidating
But
people.
that's the line Trump was losing, and that's when he was threatening. And like I said, you a fool. You sitting up here letting this man dictate your life. He did do that in the 2020 election when he was losing. He had those people out there. They out there fucking guns and stuff, banging on the window, stop the count. The poor little poll workers had to be escorted to their cars by police officers. And then when he was saying stop the count. And then when his ass was losing, he was trying to make them go ahead and count. So they put
Right.
they got stuff out there now. Where are the results? Another steal. It ain't no goddamn steal. You lost.
Right. And in DeSantis here in Florida, the young people, the 18 to the 23-year-olds, they really got out and voted, right? But I'm gonna tell you something. Chris, who was the Democrat candidate, they did not have the money and they did not market to get, because we had one of the poorest turnouts for an election. I believe it was overall the statewide, like 38% only voted for people. Can you imagine that? But anyway, they had DeSantis's wife on TV with the kids. He had a lot of money. But what's so funny, we tried to get him out of office, but people just did not get out and vote.
They love that man.
And so, but Trump cannot stand. Trump is jealous of DeSantis.
Yes,
he
is.
Came out and talked shit and told this man a new asshole because they think that they're gonna put DeSantis up to run for president. That man can't hardly even speak. He only learned how to speak about a year ago.
He gonna burn it all down. He did. And you know what? It's sad that it was. I don't know if you ever heard of the Lincoln Project. The Lincoln Project are Republicans that disowned it. So one of the guys from the Lincoln Project was actually talking, and basically what he said was, if DeSantis and Trump go up against each other, and DeSantis wins, he said that Trump will spend the rest of his life trying to kill this man. It's already bad enough he don't put something out talking about he knows he's a pathological liar. He put out and said that, okay, so we know that yes, DeSantis did win. We're not talking about this time when he first became the governor.
The first time. Right,
Trump
his first time.
He did a commercial with his little baby or little onesie with Making America Great Again. And then his head swole up. So yes, he did help him. So then Trump don't send something out saying he begged him to help him win. He got the FBI involved to stop the count. It was terrible. But you know what? DeSantis is saying nothing. He just letting Trump have his rant, have his tantrums.
Yep.
And that's what it is.
Let me say this before I gotta go. Trump is responsible for that damn judge who blocked that federal student loan relief program or whatever that was Biden was pushing through. And
Well, it just blocked temporarily. So, and that's what I say. It's laughable
but
because believe it or not, like the mega GOPs, almost $1 million, 700 something thousand, 500 something thousand. All them got they little borrowing money, they loans forgiven, but they don't want nobody else to get shit for. They don't want nobody else to get shit forgiven. See that
that's what
they
I'm
not gonna
saying
talk
though, is
about
that
that.
that's one of Trump's people. That's why I'm telling people that it's important when these judges are being voted into office, you gotta know who you voting for. Some people
So,
just vote
but guess
just
what? So
on
that's
name
okay. That's what Mitch McConnell does. But see, they
ads.
talked about that. They talked about that too. That's another thing. So Biden got 2 years to get. Biden got 2 years to get as many Democrat judges in there he can. That's why Trump put all them people in play because that's all he does is you know that's all he does is send
He was playing chess is
lawsuits.
what he was doing. He's playing chess, and Biden has 2 years, but he had four. And I think we did good out here in Cali. But I'm just saying to people, because they're upcoming elections, get out there. Don't think your neighbor's gonna do it for you. Every single vote counts. Every single
And they stood up. You're right. We talked about this the last time you were on, and this is wonderful. I'm actually pleased because I was actually worried. Of course, the gas, the inflation, the crime, and I was actually worried because but again, Republicans they not worried about any of that. They fuck inflation, fuck crime, fuck the border. I'm going to impeach Biden and investigate his son. You get on national TV and say that's the first thing you're gonna do. That's why your ass fucking low and you're losing. So
All
this is
right. Well,
good.
on that note, thank you all for coming through on this Saturday. I got to hop, skip, and jump up out of here, but I appreciate the time
Yeah,
and
you
energy.
jump your ass on out of here. Um,
And I just muted her. But yeah, so I love y'all.
I
And
love you too, Goddess. And the Warriors, everybody sending y'all love, light, and blessings.
yeah, we'll
Same
pick
to
this up.
you.
We'll pick this up next time. Peace.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.